welcome back to East Texas Now. My name's Hannah Johnson, and thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. You know, we've been following a lot of traffic alerts lately on Toll 49. Several that our reporter JD Conti, who's now joining us, you were actually on the scene for a few of them. You know, I think this is bringing up an opportunity for officials to say, hey, Toll 49, tolls in general, it can be really dangerous.
Yeah, it's a story that we've done before.
Yeah.
Not the first reporter to do this, and I hope I'm the last, but I know that I'm probably not going to be the last.
Well, it's the speed. It's, being conscious of the people around you. A few of these situations that we've had lately, weather was not a factor. So
Yeah.
it's just being aware
Yeah.
and being, aware of your
Yeah.
speed.
I mean, whenever there's weather in East Texas, it's like a slowdown.
Everywhere.
Hold your horses, no matter what road you're on. I don't care if you're out in the country, if you're on the highway, no matter what you're doing, like slow down. But on Toll 49, like for me personally, it's like, we're zooming. Just gotta kind of be on alert.
Right.
So in the last 2 weeks, we've had 2 fatal crashes on Toll 49, and obviously, different things happen in different situations.
Right.
And human error is a factor, and whatever is going on. But when you're going 75 miles an hour, and there's no median,
Yeah.
and it's like, I don't know.
Right.
So it's another opportunity to have this discussion that I hope we don't keep having. It's kind of like Highway 31. We just keep seeming to have this discussion. And I just hope that this is the last time I have to do this story.
Right.
So,
All
yeah.
right. So who did you talk to about Toll 49? Just, again, going in on the awareness of
Yeah.
the security or danger that could come.
So this is Tim. He started a Facebook group called Terrible Toll 49 8 years ago. And so there's been some safety improvements on the road. They've added rumble strips to some part of it. They've added those little visibility strips to some parts of the road. But since then, things are still happening.
Right.
So we'll see what he has to say.
And I created this page years ago, right after 49 was opened. They had several head-on collisions out there back to back. A friend of mine who I'd served with in law enforcement, he called me one night. He'd had a friend killed out there, and we were talking about it. And I just, because I do a lot of digital work and do a lot of work involving the internet, I just threw a page up there to see, any reaction, or at least to track it. And I do work for some personal injury attorneys, so again, everything's data to me. So years ago, I created the Terrible Toll 49, and really, there's not been a lot of change out there. I will not get on the road. I stay off 49. I ask all my family to stay off of it. And the problem and they've tried to do some things, but when it was originally built, I think in my opinion, that's when the flaw occurred. So everybody that's come after the constructions, they're just trying to put Band-Aids on it and fix it the best they can. But you have, the main problem out there is you have Interstate 20 speed without a center median and without any kind of concrete barricades. So you have vehicles passing one another just a few feet apart at high speeds. And the speed limit out there maybe say 70. Well, I promise they're running 85 out there. You'll get run over on Route 49. So even though a lot of the car wrecks out there are at the fault of the driver, one of the drivers, most of the time they cross over the yellow line and they have catastrophic head-on collisions. But there's others out there. We've had them out there where drivers strike a deer and that throws them into oncoming traffic. If you have a catastrophic tire failure, it's going to, it can potentially push you right into oncoming traffic. There's just no way to get away from oncoming traffic out there. If the speeds were slower, I don't think it'd be as bad, but nobody's going to follow the speed limit. So you just, that may be some politician's feel-good thing. We're going to drop the speed limit on 49. That will not change a thing out there. And you only have You have limited resources in law enforcement, so DPS cannot be out there every day. Smith County Sheriff's Department cannot be out there every minute of every day. Tyler PD, they do the best they can for what little areas they really have of it. But the bulk of it, you know, is now Smith County Sheriff's Office jurisdiction and obviously Texas Highway Patrol. But they can't be there all the time. So we're going to continue to have catastrophic collisions out there. We're going to continue to have fatality wrecks on Loop 49 because the vehicles are too close together at too high of a speed. And people can, you know, and I've seen them debate and argue on Facebook countless times, well, the driver's at fault that caused it. Okay, that's great and wonderful, but that doesn't bring the people back that's been killed out there. That doesn't heal the injuries of the ones that are in our two hospitals because of the wrecks out there. That's just somebody on a keyboard, you know, coming up with their opinion or whatever. It does nothing to solve the problem. And until they put actual concrete barriers between those lanes, we're just going to continue to have catastrophic head-on collisions. And you add the volume of commercial vehicles that are out there now. I think the last wreck or two was commercial vehicles. That's a lot of weight, a lot of force moving forward. And I haven't read, I don't know what caused either one of those, the last two fatalities. But obviously they crossed the line. And that yellow line does nothing to stop vehicles from crossing it. So, you know, this is the Terrible Toll 49 is a Facebook group that I started. Looks like we've got 1.3 thousand, you know, about 1,300 members. And the members, they'll post links up there from time to time. I don't do a lot with the page. Just when something happens, people will go to it, and it kind of keeps everybody updated on 49. But it's a horrible road. I was a patrol deputy in the early 90s, and we had roughly 40 miles Interstate 20. And I worked a lot of catastrophic collisions that were head-on. Even out there, they were crossing the median. But whenever you run 70 plus miles per hour, you will cross a grass median extremely fast. That's why all of our interstates now have concrete barriers. Some of them have the cable system, but the concrete works the best, in my opinion, on it. If we're using the same vehicles with the same speed limits that's on Interstate 20, on Toll 49, yet we have no concrete barrier in between them, they're going to crash. They're going to do head-on collisions.
Do you think that's mainly the biggest problem that you see on
Toll? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, and everybody can point fingers again that, you know, it's the speeders, it's this or that. Pointing fingers does not bring the dead back. That's just a cold, hard reality.
So again, those two situations on Toll 49 still under investigation. The findings, they haven't been made public yet, but this is something we'll continue to follow. But again, this isn't the only set of eyes that are on Toll 49 right now when it comes to, you know, just underlying the dangers for those who are not aware of their speed, not aware of their surroundings, maybe they're distracted, what have you. It's just another reason to be on alert, especially going those speeds.